because the body is loud enough already. Why do we hunger when the world is full? Why does pain speak first when something breaks? Why does the body bleed,
but the sky does not? We were born in the weight, in the pressure, in the gravity that never explains itself. We learned early that flesh remembers everything before the mind has time to argue. Earth answers slowly, because Earth is never in a hurry.
I gave you weight so you would belong somewhere. I gave you limits so you would learn care. I pressed you down so you would know what it means to be held. The animals say,
but it hurts. We get tired. We break. We die. God does not interrupt them. God waits until the question finishes breathing. The body was never meant to be perfect. It was meant to be honest.
Pain is not punishment, it is information. Hunger is not failure, it is instruction. You feel because you were alive. You wake because you were finite. You rest because nothing was built to run forever.
The animals look at their hands, their paws, their bones under skin, and ask why they desire lives so close to survival. Earth answers again, because pleasure teaches you what is worth protecting.
God speaks last, not louder, just clearer. I gave you flesh, so love would have somewhere to land. I gave you breathe, so time could pass through you. I gave you endings, so moments would matter. Do not worship the body, do not abandon it either. Feed it, move it, let it sleep. Let it touch the world without shame. The body is not a mistake, it is the doorway, and everything sacred must enter somewhere. The animals do not ask first. They move, they run when the ground burns. They rest when the muscles answer honestly. They eat when hunger speaks. They stop when pain says stop. They do not negotiate with exhaustion. They do not argue with instinct. And they ask God later why humans forgot this order. Earth answers with rhythm. Move when the body is ready. Stop when it is not. Work when strength is present. Rest when it leaves. The body is not a machine, it is a cycle. The animals say, but humans push past pain. They starve themselves, they numb themselves. They turn movement into punishment and rest into guilt. God listens without judgment. You were never asked to conquer the body. You were asked to cooperate with it. Use the body to lift what is yours to lift. Use it to touch what is safe to touch. Use it to build, to carry, to hold. Do not use it to escape feeling. Do not use it to prove worth. The body was given to experience time. Walk, stretch, breathe, dance without mirrors. Let sweat be honest. Let fatigue be respected. Let pleasure teach you what balance feels like. Earth hums beneath the steps. Rhythm is the language the body understands. God speaks plainly now. Use the body to stay present. Use it to stay kind. Use it to stay alive long enough to learn something true. The body does not ask for perfection. It asks for participation. And when you listen, movement becomes prayer. without needing words.
The animals ask this one, after something dies, after the body fails, after the legs stop running, after the breath forgets how to return, they ask God without anger, because anger wastes energy when survival has already passed. Why give us bodies that break? Why give us strength that leaves? Why give us time if it only runs out? Earth does not answer first. Earth keeps holding. The body teaches by ending. God speaks softly now, because this truth is heavy. I gave you a body that changes so you would learn that nothing can be owned. I gave you aging so pride would loosen its grip. I gave you pain so you would recognize what matters before it is gone. The animals say, but it hurts to learn this way. God does not deny it. Yes, because love without loss would never deepen. The body is not a reward, it is a teacher. Every scar is a lesson written where the mind cannot rewrite it. You learn care because things break. You learn gentleness because strength fades. You learn presence because time leaves quietly. The animals remember the first wound, the first hunger, the first body they lost and never found again. God continues steady. Without the body, nothing would feel urgent. Without limits, nothing would feel precious. I did not give you flesh to punish you. I gave it to you so moments would matter. The body was a gift that taught you how to love what cannot stay. And when it fails you, it is not betrayal. It is the final lesson, arriving on time.
God speaks last, because instruction should arrive after understanding. You ask what to do with the body, not how to perfect it, not how to escape it, what to do with it. Care for it as something borrowed, not owned. Feed it without punishment, move it without cruelty, rest it without guilt. The animals listen closely because this part matters. Do not worship the body, it is not a god. Do not abandon it, it is not disposable. Use it to carry what is real, use it to touch what is true, use it to build what lasts longer than comfort. Earth hums beneath the words. Respect weight, respect rhythm, respect recovery. God continues steady. When the body says stop, listen. When it says move, honor it. Do not turn pain into pride, do not turn rest into weakness. You were not given flesh to prove anything, you were given flesh to participate. Care for the body so the mind can settle. Care for the body so the heart can open. Care for the body so the soul has a place to return to. The body is not the destination, it is the vehicle. Treat it as you would any vessel that must cross a long distance. Maintain it, respect it, thank it. And when it is tired, do not curse it. Set it down gently. This is what I ask.
The animals ask this one while standing still. Why does danger leave but the noise stay? Why does the body rest while the mind keeps running? We remember what already passed, we imagine what never arrived. We replay the moment that already taught us what it could. The animals shake their heads, they do not understand this burden. Air answers first because air is always moving. I carry everything but I do not hold it. I pass through, you learn to grip me. Thought was meant to travel, not to nest. The animals say, but thinking keeps us alive. We plan, we avoid danger, we prepare. God nods, yes. And then you forget to stop. The mind was given to notice patterns, not to imprison itself inside them. You think forward, you think backward, you rarely think here. Air moves again. Breath comes and goes without argument. Thought could do the same if you let it. The animals confess, sometimes thinking hurts more than hunger. Sometimes memory bites harder than teeth. God does not rush this answer. The mind is powerful because it creates distance. Distance allows choice, distance allows wisdom. But distance misused becomes fear. You were not given thought to relive pain forever. You were given thought to learn from it once. The animals feel this land somewhere behind the eyes. God continues steady. When thought serves life, it is a gift. When thoughts replaces living, it becomes noise. Let the mind move like air was meant to. Let it pass, let it clear. You are not your thoughts. You are the space they cross. And space, when trusted, always opens.
The animals ask this one while watching the horizon. How do we hold attention without strangling it? How do we think clearly without thinking constantly? We see danger where it is not. We prepare for storms that never arrive. The mind runs ahead and forgets to come back. Air circles the question, because air does not stay still. You were never meant to trap thought, you were meant to guide it. The animals say, but focus feels like effort, like holding breath too long. Air responds gently. Focus is not tension, it is direction. God steps in now, precise.
You use the mind the way you use the eyes. You choose where to look, you do not stare at everything. Attention is the muscle, thought is the motion. The animals listen carefully when the mind wanders. Bring it back without punishment. When it clings, release it without fear. You were not given the mind to solve every moment. You were given the mind to stay with the moment long enough to understand it.
Air moves again,
Breathe enters,
breath leave.
no argument.
Thought can do the same.
The animals admit, sometimes we focus on pain, sometimes we focus on lack, sometimes we focus until the world shrinks. God answers calmly.
What you attend to
Grows roots. Use the mind to notice truth. Use it to stay curious. Use it to aim your energy instead of scattering it.
do not use the mind to rehearse fear. Do not use it to relive wounds that already taught you what they could.
Focus is not force, it is fidelity.
Stay with what is real long enough for it to speak back. The mind
The animals ask this one, after danger has passed, why do we remember what no longer threatens us? Why does the mind replay what the body survived? The wound is closed, the teeth are gone, the night has moved on, but the image stays. Air moves through the question, because air carries what lingers. Memory was never meant to punish you. It was meant to teach without repeating the lesson. The animals say, but remembering hurts. Sometimes it hurts worse than the moment itself. God answers carefully now, yes, because memory is weight. The mind carries so the body does not have to. You remember pain so you do not need to relearn it with flesh. You remember loss so love grows wiser. The mind was given to stretch time, to hold yesterday long enough to protect tomorrow. The animals sit with this. They understand danger, they do not understand regret. God continues steady. Regret is memory without forgiveness. Wisdom is memory with compassion. You were not given the mind to relive every failure. You were given the mind to extract truth and move forward lighter. Air whispers again. What is carried too tightly loses shape. What is allowed to move becomes guidance. The animals admit, sometimes memory keeps us small. Sometimes thought builds cages out of past mistakes. God does not deny it. That is why the mind must be trained, not erased, not worshipped. Use memory to inform action, not to imprison identity. The mind was given so learning could outlive pain, so wisdom could replace instinct when instinct alone was not enough. Reason is not the absence of feeling, it is feeling that has learned where to stand. And when memory is held correctly, it stops hurting, it starts guiding.
God speaks plainly here, because confusion has already had enough time. You ask what to do with the mind, not how to quiet it forever, not how to dominate it, what to do with 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 it.
The animals listen carefully, because thought still feels dangerous to them. Use the mind to notice what is real. Use it to recognize patterns before they become wounds. Do not use it to rehearse fear. Do not use it to replay pain until it becomes identity. The mind was not given to rule you, it was given to serve life. Air moves through the space between sentences. A tool does not decide where it is pointed. A blade does not choose what it cuts. God continues steady. Aim the mind at truth. Aim it at learning. Aim it at understanding consequences before they arrive. Aim it at self-hatred. Do not aim it at endless comparison. The animals admit quietly, sometimes thinking feels safer than feeling. God does not argue.
Yes, and sometimes thinking keeps you from living. Use the mind to support the body. Use it to clarify the heart. Use it to listen for the soul instead of drowning it out. The mind is a god, not a king, not a king.
When it serves, it brings clarity. When it rules, it brings anxiety. Train it gently, correct it when it wanders, release it when it clings.
This is what I ask, let the mind be useful. This is what I ask, let the mind be whole. This is what I ask, let the mind be useful. Let the mind be useful.
This is what I ask. the mind be useful. Let it help you move through the world with less harm, less confusion, and more awareness than instinct alone could manage. And when the mind grows loud, remind it kindly, you work for life, not the other way around.
The animals ask this one after they bond, after they lose or stay close, after the body survives, but something inside does not close. Why does the chest tighten when nothing is touching it? Why does absence weigh more than hunger? Water answers first because water remembers everything it moves through. I connect what touches me, I carry what leaves. I do not choose what I hold. The animals say feeling slows us down, feeling makes us vulnerable, feeling hurts longer than wounds. Water moves gently around the question. Yes, because connection is movement that leaves traces. God speaks quietly now, because the heart listens best when not rushed. The heart is not a weakness, it is a bridge. It allows one life to enter another without ownership. You feel pain because you can bond, you grieve because love travels somewhere it could not stay. Of bodies that no longer return. God does not take that memory away. I gave you the heart so you would not live alone inside survival. Without the heart you would endure, with it you belong. Water flows again. What is held too tightly stagnates. What is allowed to move, cleanse. The animals ask softly, why does loving feel risky? God answers honestly, because it is. The heart opens, knowing it may break. That is not a flaw, that is courage. Feeling is not meant to be managed, it is meant to be experienced and allowed to pass. You were not given a heart to stay safe, you were given a heart to stay human. And even when it aches, it is still doing exactly what it was made to do. The animals ask this one after love stays long enough to matter. How do we open without losing ourselves? How do we love without being pulled under by what we cannot control? We bond, we attach, we ache when distance arrives. The heart rushes forward faster than the body can follow. Water answers slowly, because water has learned patience. I move toward what is open. I do not force entry. I do not stay where I am resisted, the animals say. But when we open, we become exposed. We risk loss, we risk grief. Water does not deny this, yes, because opening is movement without armor. God speaks gently here, because the heart bruises easily. Use the heart to connect, not to cling. Love does not mean holding tighter. Love means allowing movement without abandonment. The animals listen, uneasy. Sometimes opening hurts more than staying closed. God answers honestly, yes, and staying close hurts longer. Use the heart to let life pass through you. Do not damn it. Do not drain it. Let a feeling arrive, let it move, let it leave. When it has taught you what it came to teach, water flows again. What is blocked stagnates, what is allowed cleanse. The animals ask quietly, how do we stop loving out of fear? God answers simply, you don't. You love with awareness, with boundaries, with breath. The heart was not given to guarantee safety. It was given to make connection possible. Open it without demand. Open it without possession. Open it, knowing you may feel pain and choosing honesty anyway. This is how the heart stays alive. Not protected, not controlled, but flowing.
The animals ask this one after the fight is over, after the threat is gone, after the body survives but something inside has changed. Why do we feel for those who hurt us? Why does the ache stay even when survival is secured? Water answers slowly, because water carries what cannot be dropped. I hold what moves through me, I do not decide what deserves weight. The animals say, feeling makes us hesitate, feeling slows the strike, feeling keeps us from winning. God answers without flinching, yes, because winning was never the highest goal. I gave you the heart so power would not be the only language you understand. Without mercy, strength becomes cruelty. Without compassion, intelligence becomes domination. The animals sit with this uncomfortable. They know hunger, they know fear. Mercy feels like a risk. God continues steady. The heart was given so you would recognize yourself in what suffers. Not everything broken is an enemy. Not everything wounded needs to be crushed. Water moves again. What softens does not always weaken. What yields sometimes survives longer. animals remember moments they spared what could have been destroyed. God names it clearly now. Mercy is not forgetting harm. Mercy is choosing not to become it. I gave you the heart so the world would not end. Every time power was available, so life could continue after conflict, so something fragile could remain. The heart exists to interrupt violence without erasing truth. It aches because it carries more than survival alone. And when you choose mercy, even when it costs you, you are using the heart exactly as intended.
God speaks gently here, because the heart bruises easily. You ask what to do with the heart, not how to protect it forever, not how to harden it, what to do with it. The animals listen closely because feeling has already cost them something real. Care for the heart without turning it into armor. Care for it without locking it away. The heart was never meant to be fearless, it was meant to be honest. Water moves through the space between breaths. Hold what you love without possession. Grieve what you lose without bitterness. The animals say quietly, sometimes caring hurts more than indifference. God does not deny this. Yes, and indifference costs more in the end. Care for the heart by letting it feel what is true. Not everything that is loud, not everything that demands. Do not ask the heart to carry what belongs to the mind. Do not ask it to solve what belongs to the soul. Use the heart to recognize suffering. Use it to respond without cruelty. Use it to stay human when power is available. Water flows again. What is tended remains alive. What is neglected hardens. God speaks plainly now. Care for the heart so mercy survives.
Care for it,
So love does not become ownership.
care for it.
So compassion does not disappear when it becomes inconvenient.
The heart is not fragile,
Because it breaks.
it is fragile because it matters.
It is fragile
Because it matters.
because it matters.
Tend it,
Listen to it. Let it ache without making it bitter. This is what I ask. Keep the heart open enough for life to keep passing through.
care for it. The animals ask this one. When survival is no longer urgent, when the body is fed, when danger has passed, when the heart rests without gripping, they look at the world and feel something larger than instinct. Why are we here after staying alive is done? Why does living still ask something of us after fear lets go? Fire does not answer, fire listens. God speaks slowly now, because this question cannot be rushed. I gave you the soul, so life would not pass unnoticed. Without it you would move, sleep and disappear, without ever knowing you were here. The animals feel the weight of this truth settle quietly. God continues. The soul is the witness. It watches joy arrive and knows it matters. It watches loss leave and knows it matters. Without the soul, experience would happen, but me, nothing. The animals say is meaning necessary to survive. God answers honestly, no. But survival alone is low. creation could be seen, so existence would be felt from the inside. Fire flickers softly, I illuminate, so something can be noticed. God continues. The soul asks questions that hunger cannot answer. It seeks direction when instinct has done its job. It wonders not because you are lost, but because you are awake. The animals understand this without words. They have felt it in quiet moments, in still nights, in pauses where nothing was wrong and something still listened. God speaks plainly now. The soul exists so life would be more than endurance. So love would be recognized, so beauty would be seen, so pain would be honored without defining you. I gave you the soul so you could stand inside life and say, I was here. I noticed it mattered.
God speaks last, because endings deserve clarity. You asked what to do with the soul, not how to prove it exists, not how to decorate it, what to do with. The animals listen because they have followed instinct as far as it can go. Fire stays low now, ether opens wide. God speaks plainly. Live. Not louder, not holier, not better than anyone else. Live fully inside the life you were given. Use the soul to recognize meaning while it is happening. Use it to stay awake inside joy and loss alike. The animals ask quietly, is that all? God answers gently, yes. Do not hoard the soul, do not hide it, do not waste it trying to escape being human. The soul was not given to abandon the world, it was given to inhabit it with awareness. Fire flickers once more. I do not ask you to burn, I ask you to shine where you stand. God continues. Use the soul to align the body, clarify the mind, soften the heart. Let it guide without demanding, let it witness without controlling. The animals feel something settle. God speaks the final truth. You are not meant to leave this life untouched, and you are not meant to cling to it forever. Live in a way that allows the soul to return without regret. Return it having noticed beauty. Return it having chosen kindness when cruelty was easier. Return it having stayed present instead of numb. That is all I ask. Live. Notice. Care. And when the time comes, return the soul the way it was given.